Buddy, you're gonna come up in your place. Good boy. Hello and welcome back to a new video. It feels really weird doing, oh, kisses, thank you. It feels really weird doing a video without Rory, but basically we have just gotten these new feed blocks in, so I was gonna do a little video kind of trialing the feed blocks. So we're only giving the feed blocks to the singles, we're keeping the twins on the cobs. So basically I'm gonna take the snacker out on the quad bike. Sorry, I'm just filming in the Kubota because it's really windy, so I was worried it wasn't gonna pick up on the mic. But I'm gonna go out on the quad bike, put my feed blocks in the snacker. I'm gonna give the singles a wee bit of cobs because it's not very good to like dramatically change their diet. So I'll put out kind of a wee bit of cobs, so because that's what they've been getting up until now, and then I'll also put out the feed blocks. So it's, I think one feed blog does about like 25 to 30 sheep, so I'm gonna put out about 7 because I have about 200 up the hill having singles. But yeah, the advantage of the feed block is that they're more like manoeuvrable, so I can just take them on the back of the quad and I can go right out onto the hill and put them up there, and then that'll encourage my singles to go right out onto the hill, and then when I want to move them to new parts of the hill, like just move the feed block, and then that encourages them to go too. So it's just all the kind of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, whatever that you would get in the cobs and the calories, but it is condensed into a block, and it kind of looks like, I don't know, a big block of ice. I'll show you them in a wee bit, but yeah, so the advantage is say when you are putting out your cobs, the greedy sheep can come in and hoover up most of the cobs, and then the less dominant sheep might not get as many, so I guess you'll have some really fat sheep and some really skinny sheep. But the advantage is with this is they have access to it all the time, so the greedy sheep might go in and push the less dominant girls out and have access to the blocks first, but then they'll eventually get fed up because it's not like they can bite and take big chunks out of it, they can only lick it. They'll eventually get fed up and go off and graze, and then the less dominant girls will be able to come in and have a shot, and it's just supposed to be a better way of kind of like equally distributing your feed. But yeah, as I said, this is our first time using them. I'm really not sure. I'm a bit worried my sheep aren't going to be interested in them, which is why I'm going to put my cobs out around my feed blocks, but surely they'll smell nice. So yeah, let's get to it. I'll stop rambling. Sorry, I feel like I'm really bad at filming without Rory. So this is us up the hill. We're in one of the parks up the hill, so this is where I'm going to start my sheep off. This is where they wanted to be. I left the gates open because before scanning I did have half of the girls up the hill, but I had this park shut off, so there's lots of, well, I wouldn't say it's grey grass because it's the middle of winter, but there is grass that hasn't been grazed for a wee bit up here. So I'll just drive along a wee bit, as I said, give them some cobs and then put out my blocks. This thing has fallen off and I don't know how to put it back on. Woo! Getting soft though. awful job of trying to film this and the GoPro keeps dying. But basically they are really keen on the blocks. The only thing I'm thinking as I pick these blocks out is I've got a lot of rubbish in the back of my snacker. So I guess, yeah, that's a disadvantage compared to cobs because they're each individually packaged. Say like you're buying cobs in bags, so that makes it a wee bit more expensive, but I'll go over the prices and stuff at the end. It's the same day, but I'm now got a different dog. I just exchanged Poe because I always take her with me to feed the sheep with this snacker. So I know we've done videos feeding the sheep with a snacker before, but I've just recalculated how much we'll give to the twins. So it's the Grampian booster, just see there, so it's the cob, so that's what they were all on, but now I'm going to be giving them 250 grams per head a day, so that's for the 330 twins that we got in scanning. So we'll just go and do that, and that's instead of feed blocks. They won't have any feed blocks, they just have the cobs. Right, Poe, up in your place. Sorry, I just had to throw the GoPro and put it away because Poe was getting really excited. But I'll stop filming here for today because that is the twins fed. Sorry, I just had to make a really speedy getaway because they were quite hungry. But we're gonna move them grazing, move them up into the hill. Probably do that next week. I'll let them graze here for about a week and then I'll move them on to new grazing. Hey Poe? She's very, well, not naughty, she's just very enthusiastic when we're feeding the sheep at the moment, but all good, hey? All good things. Hello and welcome to a new day. So it's not the day after I put the blocks out. I went up the day after I put the blocks out and the blocks were basically the same, they've just been nibbled a wee bit, so I was like, why don't I film within like a week and see how the blocks hold up. I also was kind of waiting to get the invoice in about the feed blocks so I could go over the price of the blocks compared to the cobs, but we still haven't got the invoice in, so I'll maybe do that in another video. But basically, as you can see, we have had some snow. So yeah, it is Friday. I put the blocks out last Thursday, so I'm just driving up the hill. I'm going to put a bale of hay out to the singles and a few more blocks, and I'll also show you how the blocks are kind of doing in the snow. So yeah. I do not have a ring feeder up here, so I'm just gonna take the wrap off the bale and put it in the woods, and I'll see how interested they are in me. But I think because of the snow covering and because it's expected to snow for the next like day, the sheep will probably just like eat this all up within the day, so I might try and like spread it into a couple of different tiles and then yeah, not bother about the feeder. They'll just eat it up anyway. We are approaching feed blocks. So as you can see, they've fairly nibbled it down. It's not too poached round about, but I think that's more just because we've had a bit of snow, so you couldn't really see properly. I'm just going to go and pop the bale down in that bit of woods down there because that's where most of the sheep are, and it's quite a nice wee sheltered spot. I'll put a couple more blocks out there. But yeah, I think the blocks are working really well. They've not finished them yet, and it's been what, over a week now, so I don't think it's been too much of a novelty that they've just like gobbled them all down. But yeah, they are interested in the tractor, so I think they'll be quite happy for me to put a bale out. So yeah, let's get to it. I might just unravel the bale a wee bit and kind of spread it out a bit so everyone can get in, because the rest of them are kind of Okay, so I think I'm gonna end the video here. As you have just seen, I've just popped the bale out. I made a few wee piles. Yeah, the issue with not having a feeder is actually they're going to trample the bottom of the bale a bit, so a wee bit will get wasted. But I just didn't have one on this side of the farm, and I think it's mainly just laziness. So yeah, I didn't have one, but I just think because of the snow they're going to eat this all anyway within the day. Well, next 2 days, because there's about 100 and I think there's roughly like 200 sheep up here. But yeah, I'm gonna go and put a couple of bales out to the twins now. But yeah, I think basically the blocks, I think they're a success. I wouldn't really be able to tell until my lambing to see kind of how good my sheep are looking by the time it's lambing, but they don't. I think the thing I like about them is that since I stopped feeding them and they've just had the blocks, when I'm going to check on them every day, they're not chasing after the bike, which I quite like, because some farmers will know, but if you're feeding them from the snacker they get really drawn to the bike, which is great when you want to move them, but when they start lambing, especially if you have gimmers, it can be really annoying, because you can drive over to one girl, no, she might be stuck lambing, and try and catch her, and then all the sheep will surround her, and it just gets a bit confusing when there's lambs. So yeah, I quite like that about the blocks, and I like that they just have like access to them all the time, so different girls are having like opportunities to get in at different times. Yeah, they're actually they're really fighting over this bale. I think I'm going to spread out a wee bit more, but yeah. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry, I feel like it's really weird doing a video without Rui. But yeah, if you use the blocks and you have any advice on how I should like put them out and stuff, or if I'm doing anything wrong, please let me know in the comments. Yeah, but yeah, I'll just go spread this bale out a wee bit more. But thank you so much for watching.